Hey guys, welcome to another video. So this is going to sound a little different. We're going to be talking about a new game that I picked up because of my community. So we're going to be talking about a game that I didn't even know existed until recently, because I thought for a time, and I was kind of hopeful when I heard about this new mobile game called PGR spread around my community. I thought that was one of my favorite racing games, finally becoming a mobile game. I could play a racing gacha game, but instead, well, fortunate or unfortunate, it is not Project Gotham Racing. It is instead going to be something to do not with racing whatsoever. So today, we're here to talk about the new mobile game, Punishing Gray Raven. So first of all, you get the screen, and I'll say it's already slightly annoying when you have to constantly click the server list. I'm not sure if you can do that like if there's a way that you can just make it permanently like that, but it's kind of annoying that you have to do that every single time. If I select it one time, if I select it more than once, I'm probably gonna want us to stay in that region. So already slightly annoying with that, but other than that, there hasn't been any problems. The gacha is kind of a situation that hopefully improves over time, because I believe that there's some confusion with the gacha. So when I first started playing, the gacha really wasn't a big deal to me, because you can basically get whatever you want for free, right? You get one ticket for free, but as you can see in here, there's multiple banners, and it's kind of confusing for new players coming in here and saying, hey, what should I pull on? What should I pull on? Because there's all these different things here, and what should I do? And it seems like they have different currencies. It's not the way to go about it, really. You're starting. It's not as bad as the Disgaea launch, where there was tons of paid banners and stuff like that, where it didn't really matter in the end, but it was still annoying that they did a lot of paid banners and stuff. This, you're not pushed to the forefront of any paid stuff. When you start playing, this is what you get. See what you get. The UI is very nice and sleek. It has like it reminds me a lot of Arknights, but even like more slim or sleek, I guess is the word I'm trying to use here. It's like twice as sleek as Arknights one, and that one's already pretty sleek. So already the game looks pretty nice. It's like a hybrid of like Honkai and Genshin, or kind of like any kind of game, except this is much more they try not to make it too linear, but when you get into the actual gameplay, it's pretty linear. Everything here is pretty straightforward. I mean, you can't really miss it. As you can see here, everything here is pretty normal. Everything you would ever need. Of course, things are locked, and this is what I like about this, is because some games will just throw you to the wolves and just, you better figure out my game for me, you better figure out the game, and we're barely going to tell you anything. There's a lot of games that I've played that are like that, where they just throw you to the wolves, or they push out a giant info dump immediately as soon as you start playing the game, instead of just, periodically telling you a few things here and there. And that's the best thing, one of the best things. I feel like this is better than the gameplay itself, which the gameplay is pretty good. But I will applaud them for giving you, well, first of all, giving you prompts. When you complete stages, it gives you some prompts, but they're not mandatory. If you are someone who doesn't want to know all that stuff, you just skip ahead and keep doing the story, you can skip those prompts. But if you want to know more about the game and understand more things in the game, I'll tell you periodically throughout the game, here's this, here's this, here's this. Instead of just saying, here is literally everything you need to know about the game immediately as soon as you start playing. Maybe some people like that, and that's completely fine. I personally like learning things a little bit at a time, so I'll remember them more often. If everything gets pushed on me immediately, I might forget a few details here and there. So, that being said, let's get into some gameplay here. This doesn't cost very much, and so there's a team system, there's battle power, and one of the story places where I am currently stuck at, because I need to level up my characters, It's similar to Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, where they kind of tried to do a team battle power ranking type thing. So kind of similar to that. And also there's leader abilities. Some of them doesn't seem as good as others. Like this doesn't seem that amazing. This seems pretty decent, but kind of situational. And this one obviously is very, very helpful. Very, very helpful. Increasing your HP will always be good for any situation. I feel like we're just raising your HP through any means is always going to be a good thing. There is a bit of loading in this game, but as you can see here, the graphics are like, this is almost as good as like an actual controller type game. Like as you can see here, it's the graphics. I mean, I'm not. A lot of people are, and that's completely fine if you want to be. I am not really someone who cares a lot about graphics. I care about the story and the gameplay more often than the graphics, but they are quite good. Some people may not like these kind of graphics, and that's completely up to you. This game is a little hard to play on an emulator. Hopefully there will be a PC release soon, and I believe that there were some talks about it. I think so. By the way, I'm not an expert at this game. As you can see, it's kind of hard to play with like mouse and keyboard. You would think it would be pretty easy, but actually, I have very slow reaction timing. I'm not someone who can do very fast reaction timing, so when it comes to those kind of things, oh my god. Okay, so when I'm told we do reaction stuff, I am not fastest at it, but I do believe this, if this ever gets a PC version, and you can actually have key bindings and whatnot. I think you can do key bindings in this, but I don't really want to do all that. I almost want to go into the actual game, configure the settings, and go in just like Genshin Impact, pretty much. Except this is more futuristic, I suppose, and this is kind of like more. It's more interesting, I think. There is a lot of loading in this game, as most games are, but like I mentioned, the graphics kind of makes up for it. Kind of self-explanatory why it takes a little bit of time to load, because, well, one, this is a mobile game, so everything is being rendered pretty much as you load it. It's being loaded. All the stuff you see on the screen is already being put in. It's not pre-rendered. So if that's a good thing or a bad thing, I'm not sure. I guess it depends on what you prefer, pre-rendered or not pre-rendered. But I mean, like, the best character in the game is clearly the person with the chainsaw and the rollerblades. That's why I picked her. I mean, come on. They have a girl. They have a waifu with rollerblades and a chainsaw. Like, how can you go wrong with this? How can you go wrong with this? So, overall, I think that this game is quite good. I don't have a lot of time to play it because I'm playing all these other games. If you're new to my channel, I cover a whole lot of games. I just don't have a lot of time to make content for all of them all the time. So, this is not my main job. This is only my secondary job. So, as you can see, there's a lot of missions here. There's a lot of things you can gather and things like that. So, there's a lot of rewards here for like new players and even players that are not new anymore. There's a lot of rewards to be had. The gacha will probably improve in the future. I assume the gacha will be improved, just like every game. The gacha improves, and hopefully they'll be more like. Maybe it's just me. But I thought it was pretty confusing. Hopefully they'll explain things a little bit more. Like, there's probably a way to explain it, but I'm just not really following. So hopefully they'll, flesh out the gacha part. The gacha part seems kind of like it's like not really a part of the game even, really. Like, you could just go and just use the characters they give you for free pretty much for a portion of the game. I've heard that eventually there's like a stopping point where you have to start getting stronger characters, I believe. Just like a lot of games, when you start pressing it gets a little harder. So that is a thing. But I think for the most part you can just use all these characters that they give you for free, not that stuff. Only the ones you have, of course. But you can just use the characters they give you for free. You can use the one that they give you on selection. I'm not sure if this is gonna be, if that's gonna be forever. If that's just gonna be a forever thing where you can just pick one of the characters. But for now, you can pick. I think it's I think it's 5 characters, maybe even 6. You can pick some amount of characters as you start the game, which is pretty nice. And Disgaea did the same thing, but I think that this game is a lot more generous than Disgaea. This game doesn't push out a lot of things like paid banner this, paid banner that. There's only 3 banners, technically. I think more than 3, but I'm not really counting the weapons and stuff like that. I'm only counting these the beginner one and also the 2 event ones. And so, with that being said, I think this is a very good game. I think it has a really good future. I wish I had more time to play it. I think this game definitely has a future, because I personally feel like it can compete with Genshin. Yes, Genshin is like the monster among gachas, of course, so it's kind of hard to say if this game will actually compete with it or not. But I feel like it has a good following already. Everybody in my Discord's already going crazy about it. There's a section in my Discord for that, so if you want to join my community, I know that I've heard that the main Discord is kind of not so fun to be around, I believe, and they even had to restructure it. So if you want a non-toxic, very friendly community, join my Discord, link in the description below. Anyways, that's my first impressions on this game. I think it's gonna have a very good future compared to Disgaea RPG, the other game that I covered and I dropped because I couldn't stand it anymore, and I'm probably not gonna go back to that. But I think this game has way better potential than that. I think this game has a good future going forward, and I hope that it will succeed. Let me know all of your guys' comments in the comment section down below, and if you want to add me, I'm not sure in what purpose adding people to your friends list or anything in this game has yet, because you're not bringing any friend units, I believe. But if you do want to add me, I think my ID is right here, so go right ahead and do that. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you. Please leave a like, please subscribe, and if you just like mobile game coverage and stuff like that, and I'll see you guys hopefully in the next one. Peace.